guest who we have with us today is a very nice friend of mine. Actually, for how long have we known each other?
I would say more than 8 years.
More than 8 years. We are close to a decade, roughly. Actually, since 2013, right?
That is now 2013. It's 9 actually.
Yeah, it's nice. So next year we're closing a decade, and he has been through. So we decided today, how about we talk about the factors that affect our relationships, and basically as times have changed, things are evolving, finances happen to play a key role in relationships. So Charles, do you think finances are really affected? Finances really affect the way people relate with each other, more so in the love aspect, like people who are in love. Do you think finances play a role in their relationship?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Yes, and I agree with you so much that finances or financial positions really affect relationships. And in this case, I think you've given us a very good context to begin with, that we're talking about relationships. And so yeah, I agree. Yes, and not in a broad way, I can say right now that in both positive ways and also in negative ways. So yeah.
So what about the positives? Like at some point you would find people fear getting into relationships because they claim they're not stable. And say, oh, me, I'm not ready to be in a relationship. Why? Because I can't accommodate someone. So do you think it's a positive thing? People should wait until they are stable enough to get into relationships, or they should just get in relationships? They should not be afraid to get into relationships.
Yeah, I think without stepping on anybody's toe right now, because this is becoming so interesting. Everyone needs money. We all know that, right?
Yeah.
And so this is to say that definitely yes, if you have money, if money is within the play, then you are becoming powerful, either if you are a man or a woman, a lady or a gentleman. Yeah. So everyone wants that nice lifestyle. Everybody wants to be able to drive a car, I would say, be able to feed their children, if at any point that will come to that, because right now we're in the relationship stage. But now the thing is, if money is there, everything that you need, the basic needs, I mean, you'll have enough food in the house. So positively, and that is where everybody is like running towards. If you're not thinking about how can I make money, you must be thinking about how am I going to be able to sustain my family at one point or the other. So positively, that is the broader perspective that I can see. That money really finances really play a big role in relationships. And now that it's relationship, allow me for 1 minute to say that now that it's a relationship, so it means we are not formally, together. We are not wedded or something, right? So yeah, there are a couple of things that we need to take care of in a relationship. I need to take my girl out, for example. Right?
True.
You need to do your hair.
You need to do your hair, you need to dress up.
You need to look nice, you need to change your wardrobe frequently and all that.
No one would want to have someone who's just there, you get.
There you are.
The man pride, like every man takes pride in how much they've invested in their ladies.
Yes. So that is to say that there is no mugumo tree somewhere in Central that will go and pluck leaves to do all of that. You need money. So there we are.
So you've mentioned that, and something has just popped in my mind, and I want to challenge you. I want to ask you this. Why is it that you'll find some people out here, maybe they've broken up, or maybe they just have issues in their relationships, and when you ask them, this guy treated you well, he dressed you, he paid for your fees, he did your hair, he chipped in financially, he's been paying for your rent, why do you want to leave him? Then they'd always be like, Charlotte, it's not all about the money. It's not all about the money. So what do you think might be the reason?
Yes, and thank you very much, and that is why it is important that we now look at finance broadly,
Yeah.
and you're now taking us deeper. That yes, we all agree that is everybody wants to have money, but it's not everything that we need. In fact, money should not be the top priority.
Yeah.
I mean, if you are in a relationship that is likely to grow into a marriage or something, then there are emotions in play, right?
Emotions.
There are interest of your parents, for example. Your parents, your siblings, they want you to be happy. They want you to live a life that they can be proud of. A life of dignity.
Yeah, there's character, there's personalities. Like, you have to understand what your partner wants, what works for your partner, what they don't like, the type of food they prefer, so that you just don't keep on making chicken, and maybe your partner prefers beef. Definitely, you have the money, you're buying this thing, but they don't want it. So you can always compromise by understanding one another. Yeah.
And let me just disintegrate that further. There is a psychosocial aspect of your own development that is attached to that.
Wow.
I mean that emotions don't just happen.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, it has to be triggered psychologically.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like someone, that feeling will come from somewhere in the body. Those guys who have done much of adrenaline and all of that, and the hormones, and this has to connect with the heart. Yeah. So and you know, when I talk about psychosocial part of your development, then I mean that is your partner understanding you?
Yeah.
Are they understanding you?
Are they understanding you?
Can they be able to protect you?
Yeah. Not just like physically, emotionally, mentally. Yeah. Do they play a role in your mental health?
Yes.
Rather than any day they're just telling you hurtful words, they're condemning you, you'll never be at peace in that relationship.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And also, just to add on that also, can you identify yourself with your partner? Yeah. Identity is very key in psychosocial needs. I mean, being able to not really in a negative way, or in a way of bragging or telling the world that he's the one, but are you able to identify with him? You know that is apart from finances. These are things that we think together in Charlotte here that we should really consider.
Yeah. So just as we get going, I'm really interested and curious to know one of these factors and reasons and issues that result as a matter of finances in relationships. So at some point I got to realize that, not that I got to realize, many people out here, like the trends out here nowadays, guys fear into getting into relationships because they feel like ladies look on the financial aspect. So we have this, is it true that guys have been left, some ladies have left their men for other guys because of, like, this guy didn't have much to give me, so I may be in need of special and necessities like sanitary towels, and then you find that my guy is really struggling. It's either we have this or we sleep hungry. Then there's this guy who's really hitting up on me, and he's married. He is married, he spoils me and all that. I'm human. Man. Definitely, it's either I cheat, ama I leave this guy. Yeah. So
and I know. It's a shame that in most cases it turns out to be a negative. A bad influence. Pastors will relate this so much with the Bible.
Yeah, they will relate to the Bible.
Yeah, so much about how much money can do harm.
Yeah.
And yes, now in this case, if it is not there, again harm.
Right?
I mean
yeah, whether it's there or not there, there's harm. So I feel like what matters most is how you walk through it, how you learn how to manage your finances.
Yes.
How you understand each other, and ukijua tu, like, if you know your guy doesn't have 6-figure salary, don't put him on the budget of 6 figures salary.
Exactly. And that begins by this is very important, by the way. It is very important that you take your time before you just bump into some random guys, or you open up to a relationship. It is very, very important that you take your time to do some proper research. Yeah. And that takes us to what do you really want before you go into this relationship. Are you going there because the guy has a 5-6 figure salary? Are you going in there because you have been told the guy has abs? Abs is a topic for another day. Let us stick to finances. So whatever happens later afterwards, depends on why did you really jump into the relationship. It's not a sin to date someone who has money.
It's not a sin.
I mean, as long as within your research it is very informed that ABCD is what I need, and then be going beyond that, there is finance. Then I think that can work out better in most. And I'm not speaking for everyone. I'm not also speaking for everyone. But what I'm saying is, whatever happens afterwards is really, really influenced by how deep was your research. How deep was your interest in this relationship in this
person.
And so for the case of that you are talking about, he cannot take care of me, and it's sad that is also a reality. We cannot close our eyes to that. It also happens that sometimes we are naive and we are young. This has to happen when we are all somehow within our late teens or 20s. So at that moment you are still naive, so you can get in there and then you realize that this is not the type of person that I really wanted to be with. In terms of finances, that could also mean that maybe I thought, and this is the thing with the guys, I know you're already foreseeing what I'm about to say, right? That before we make sure that you are in place, we will give you the whole world, not really practically, but we will give you, we'll make some sweet. Let me just give you a sweet story, a short one though. Anyway, I can summarize this with that you've known of guys who, at some point you've been dated or you've been approached, someone has come to vibe one or the other. So, what are the stories that come alongside that? Very sweet.
It's about time someone takes care of this pretty car. When someone tells you that, what else do you need?
Enticing, right? And you have to fall for something. And before you realize it, maybe something that is not there.
Right?
And in most cases this happens. It's a shame that we guys lie so much. I don't want to exclude myself because I'm a...
but it's what happens out here.
It is what is happening out there. So I will tell you how big my father has, a big farm that he has, over 1,000 acres.
How I'm planning to get a car, the latest model in town.
Yes, a Porsche.
Somehow.
And I'll give you like real practical example. I will show them to you. I will show you. See that car over there. You see that big farm over there, and you are seeing it.
You're seeing it.
So because you are naive and you don't have the time to do the research, like they're saying,
are these things existing?
Yes, and we all know the drill. And so when you realize, that that is not the case,
you run.
Then things fall apart. Chambilecho, Chinua Achebe.
I know.
Things fall apart, and then that's what Charles is referring to. That now things can get messy at that moment when you're talking. When kutoka sasa nje, you are dropping off.
People get violent. You end up hurting one another, and you're putting others into insecurities. Because some of them, I've interacted with some books and movies. You all know, yes, movies are illusions and all, but these are things that happen. You can't
some are real, yes.
They're real. So you happen to realize, like, even others threaten you. You know, I have connections out there. If you dare leave this relationship, or if you dare go and I spot you with someone else,
it's your end.
It's your end.
And sometimes you think they're empty threats, but it's what we are seeing outside there happening.
Yeah, they're happening.
Yeah, lifeless bodies lying inside houses. I mean, we are only giving a blind eye on these things, man.
Yeah.
This is where the problem begins. You know, the social lives, I always say that social life of human beings especially are complex in nature. One thing leads to another. Yeah, and if you can't really dig down to the root causes of why did someone hang themselves, why was someone murdered, you can't really
know these are the results. And then speaking of one thing leading to another, there's this aspect that people take advantage of their partners as money channels, or they know this one can't go anywhere, or I have money, so even if we get ourselves in a situation that maybe she's pregnant and I don't see a future with her, then I can always like get out of my pocket to get rid of the pregnancy, which is a bad thing because you don't consider someone's health, and in the real sense you end up also putting their lives in danger. So in as much as finances are a factor, then don't get yourselves in relationship with someone if you don't see a future with them, because at the end of the day these ones are just like the stepping stones. I don't know how to put it, but relationships are like, what is the word?
I would say I don't know. We don't want to confuse us so much.
Yeah.
But I think what you're trying to say here is let money not stand between our judgment.
Yeah.
Let our judgment be clear in as much as money is there, and that can be very very hard to do in terms of now abortion is an option and I have the money. So what can stop me? What was it that can stand on the way?
Just before you continue a minute.
Yes.
Then you'll hear some people would say, "Kama ningekuwa na pesa, I wouldn't have kept this child." Those are the factors. Like, they really wish they're not putting money into as a judgment, but they're also putting it because they're having a kid because they didn't have money. If they had the money,
they will have gotten rid of the child. Kid. Very bad. It's always very hard, especially for us, you know, young men and women. Let me say that that money is in play, and then you have to make a decision.
I know.
And you know, looking at how historically things are flowing, you know, the cultures we're doing are so good.
Yeah.
That previously, maybe in the last many years, your clan was there. Your mom and dad were there.
Yeah.
They will help you through making some decisions. They will help you determine which way to go. And this time around, we're finding ourselves in the city alone.
You have to make decisions for yourself.
Alone.
No one cares.
Yeah.
You are a stranger to everyone. Even if you stand in the middle of the road and you start shouting and crying, no one would care. They just look at you and walk away. Some of them will take videos of you. Like, no one will take you serious because everyone is by themselves and you're an adult.
Yes. And that is to say that in the nature of things, that money, especially if it's not you who is having it in the relationship, the other partner or the party who has the money will always have the power to make the decisions. So if they said we are getting rid of this baby and they have the money, automatically
you will do that because you don't have the voice. They've already said it.
Yeah. Great. I think what is also key that we look at is I mean, do we really want to make money the center of everything? I mean, yes, it is required, and as we continue talking, you also see that there's that side of it. But what do you need? I always ask this question that people, especially the young men, we are always struggling to define or to understand what is it that I want and what is it that I need exactly. You can be wanting a luxurious life, but is it what you need? That is to say that there are other factors in play when it comes to you have the resources. Now, what do you want to do with them?
Yeah.
Do I want to take tea with a lot of sugar because I have the money to buy the sugar, and then forget that this is going to cost me, too sugary stuffs, might cost me a lot of health problems, lead me to diabetes and ABCD. I mean, it is what I want. I want to drink a sweet tea, right? But is it really what I need? So I only thought it's better that we also ask us to always figure out the difference, draw a line between what we want
and what we need.
And in this case, in relationships, and it can extend even outside relationships.
Yeah, it can extend. And speaking of that, in relationships, that goes to the fact that we all try various ways to spice our relationships, because being normal and doing things in a repetition is boring. That's why you find people also going outside there. Like, people are taking their girlfriends out, the ladies surprise their guys, because, and everything that they do involves money. So this, in regards to what you want and what you need, you'll find out that, let us agree first. Our budget is 10,000 for this month, let's say. Now we've already bought food, or maybe we paid rent, we haven't bought food, but we really wanted to go to this place. We have our adventure, we have fun, and maybe that place is taking a cost of maybe half of the budget. Then you have to decide, if we go there, when you come back to the house, what will we eat? Food is a necessity, food is a need, but that luxury is a want. So if you can't happen to understand each other, then definitely that would be an issue in the relationship.
Allow me to add this, that, and this is categorically for a set of people who are always finding themselves wanting a life that the others are having.
Yeah, and yet themselves they can't afford.
Yes, categorically. That is how we lose it. That is how we lose what do we really need.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see a lot of nice stuffs within other relationships from other people that you want. You really who doesn't want to be taken to whiskey? Who doesn't want to be taken to Dubai or the southern Cape of Africa, or
and
those
your boyfriend here,
nice beaches, and your boyfriend is which because you did some research and you landed into him because you want him. Now you have seen all that, and somehow you want that to be you. So within find your space. I mean, look at what does my space allow me to deal with. In that sense, I think it gives you an awareness that in as much as I've seen a lot of nice stuffs out there, I think and I hope as a human that one day, and we pray so much hard that things go our way, because that is all what everybody does. We all pray, and beyond prayer we also work hard. That's why we wake up very early in the morning. That is why if you hear an opportunity somewhere, you run for it. We are always drafting this CV so that you make life better. So that should just help you up your game, so that you can always have, like, human beings, we must have like a blueprint. Where do we want to go to? So, and it's a nice way of, I've seen someone, my friend Charlotte is driving a V8. There she is, and she just told me before the conversation that she wants to drive a Jeep.
G-Wagon, not a Jeep.
G-Wagon.
A big boy's truck.
See that? So that's a blueprint. That's a blueprint for you, that yes, I want that, so I hope that I work so hard that I achieve that. Yes? But meanwhile, your space is allowing me to even save. Take your time.
Take your time. Don't do things to impress people. Don't let the external pressure like put tension in you. And just as I've remembered, like before, it will be very hard for some people, but learn to accept and portray the real you.
Exactly.
So that it doesn't become as an issue later on. This is what I ordered.
And this is what is given to me.
When someone asks you, can you wash? If you can't wash, tell him I can't wash. So that if at all he's still into you and he gets you in the house, he'll get a washing machine or he'll be bringing Mama Fua to clean.
Do that.
Yeah.
Nice. I can't find better words of, you've done it so well. I mean, yes, very practical. That is what happens.
Yeah,
we all know that is what happens.
Yeah, so I think we've had the best discussion, and we will be looking forward to having him more and more around. And I hope, I think he's wise. If you think, he's brought his good sentiments, and his sentiments have really played a role, and they're helping you at some point. Share the message, help others, because at the end of the day, you can't be for yourself. Like, you can't be by yourself for the entire life in this universe. That's why even in this channel, I will never be alone. That sometimes I'll be alone, but at sometimes when I have such energies, why not?
Partnerships. We call them multi-stakeholder partnerships.
Oh, we are going places.
I mean, can I say something?
Yes, please do.
I'm so happy that you are doing this to within the media space, that we are out there giving right messages to the people who need them.
Yeah.
And it's a whole pleasure, always listening to you, not just in this particular one. There's always how did I know about the whole thing. So it's nice, guys, that we can have right mindsets outside here. We as youths, we are not really into being spoken to by other old men.
But there's some things they fear saying.
Yeah, there's that, and so what is happening right now is, to me, this looks like youths are prescribing solutions or drugs to the youth's problem, which to me is very nice. A problem that we all understand, and we all get to know how best we can get a solution. So
true. And I'm so thankful to everyone, and especially him. He's also played a role for this channel. By the way, he's been supportive and all that. Actually, I didn't tell you guys how we knew each other. We knew each other from high school, and apparently we were newcomers. Though he was a class ahead of me, but birds of a feather.
Please don't go there. Please don't go there.
They say you attract who you are.
I'm not going to talk about that.
I won't say much, but birds of a feather flock together. And I'm so thankful that, in as much as sometimes we are always having those pitfalls, we stumble,
downs, bumps, and
but at the end of the day, the friendship has been constructive and supportive, and it's been real. And I'm grateful to have you around. So as we continue to manifest and to help people out there, let us share, let us like, let us comment, let us subscribe, and don't forget that a problem shared is one solved. So in case you have suggestions, always drop them in, and don't see people going through stuff then you keep quiet. Maybe your voice, maybe you just saying yes would have saved that person. So in case you have anything else to add on before
we love you all. Peace.
Peace.